Hello once again YouTube, Chris the Nightbringer here bringing you some StarMade, not New Eden Fleetworks. Today we are taking a look at the Imperium home base and one of the ships that I designed for the Imperium. This is my faction on the Shattered Skies server. If you don't already know, the Shattered Skies server is run by the StarSide crew, which is Raven, Saber, and Dalmont. Good friends of mine, and of course they're all pretty good when it comes to this game. Of course, you probably have seen their YouTube channels and all that. This is the faction that they helped set up. It's got tons of people in it. The server itself recently has exploded. It's absolutely crazy, actually. We've had to upgrade, I believe, twice the server in order to accommodate all the players that we've been getting. And it's just really fun. It's turning out to be a hotspot in terms of StarMade stuffs. We do all sorts of cool shit here. We have, little scenarios set up so that every once in a while players can engage with each other through a scenario set up by the admins. We've got, of course, PvP-enabled, territorial space in the center of the galaxy that you start in. On top of that, we also allow players to get a build character, and they can go to a build sector quite literally millions of kilometers away, and they can start building in a locked sector with an infinite shop. So if they have a second character name on the server, then they can just jump right in and get that set up for them, and they can build on the server just freely. It's really awesome. It's a neat way of doing it because, of course everybody wants to build, but it's not so easy when you're trying to play in survival. And even my faction, which is up until recently the biggest faction on the server, has had trouble getting their shit together. They had trouble getting mining stuff. We spawned in this big station. It took us a while to get the resources for this. We reset the server like, I don't know, 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, due to some issue with the server. It had to roll back, I guess. For a while there, we were going pretty strong a few months back before then. But we figured that with the advent of Rails, we would kind of want to restart and get going with, some new builds and some nicer ships and some new technology, of course. So we restarted, we got this station in. This is, I guess, Pacifica Station. It's a big factory, essentially. It's got a whole bunch of stuff in here. There's some warp gates leading to a few various planets around in our system. And here's the factory floor. This is pretty much where we do all of our building. We just got a whole bunch of blueprints and we started filling them up. And of course, you could see there's some pretty impressive ships floating around. I don't even know what some of these are because really, I don't pay attention to people's builds, but I'm getting a better grasp on who built what. This big mining thing, I guess it's kind of like just a big transport ship. They call it the Turtle. This thing was brought in to dock all of these mining ships on here. This mining ship is the Melody that was developed by Dalmont. I guess it's an old ship that he's updated a few times, and he's brought it up to date with the new rail system. As you can see, there's some spinny bits. The doors open all nicely. Like this is like a hatch that opens up. It's pretty cool. So this is the Melody. He built this, and then we got them in. We got apparently 8 of them in. And we kind of just go on mining ops, where we just find very densely packed sectors with asteroids, and we just mine the crap out of them. And it's really nice. It's really fun. So I decided to build a ship that was not an EVE Online ship. You guys may be like gasping right now, like, how could he fucking do that? He always builds EVE ships. Well, I decided to build something new. This right here is the Mercury class mining barge. So this is the ship that I designed for the Imperium. Basically, I looked at a picture online, and I was like, that looks pretty cool, so I built something that sort of resembled it. And I think it's pretty good. I really like the way this came out. The engine color right here, my engines are like sunsets. It's just so good. I love the color of these engines. It's just, look at that. It's such a nice glow. It just reminds me of like those old, I don't know, like Homeworld style spaceships from like, 10, 20, 30 years ago. Those types of spaceships. Really nice. Definitely, a very specific style going on with them, and I love it. So this is supposed to be a mining ship, and I'll show you the capabilities in a moment. But this is supposed to be a mining ship that has, in the future, going to be replaced with system. I worded that so terribly. In the future, when the spaceship foundries come out, where you're going to be able to do factories on spaceships, I plan on reworking this into a foundry ship. It's going to be a very small one. Of course, I'll probably have a larger version. I think that's something I'll do. I don't really know. I would like to start building some more of my own ships. I've got really cool ideas, and I just keep looking at concept art online, and I really want to get into it. So I'm definitely thinking that that's something I'll be doing. So yeah, what else? Let's see. Shall I take you on a tour? I guess I should. Let me jump out of the ship. I'm in it right now. We have, you know, the cockpit here. It's an alright cockpit. You can't really see some of these computers, but that's okay. Some people won't be playing just to see the computers. They want to see how well it performs. So I'll show you that in a moment. I have to go off into an asteroid belt. You press this button and the airlock seals you in and the doors open. Press it again and then, you know, vice versa. We have an elevator right here. It may not be obvious, but if you press this button, this thing will either go up or down. So I'm sure somebody will figure it out once they get onto the ship. And down here is the crew quarters. This is the extent of the crew quarters. It's not very much. I imagine everybody on here would be filthy, seeing as there's no shower. So yeah, we've got the faction block, we've got the warp drive, and then this is the initial computer where all the materials get dumped into. And I'll show you in a moment that there is soon to be a setup for sorting all the materials that are mined through the ship. And in the future, what's going to happen is this is just going to be like a mini refinery. It's not going to be a factory ship. It's just going to be a refinery. Basically, you're going to be able to dump in all your rock and all your crystal and all your ore, and it's going to refine it into its capsules and the metal mesh and the crystal composites. So down here we have 2 doors on either side, and this is where you pick up all your minerals. Whenever I get the sorting system put in place, I'll probably have some display modules with text above it and stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is. They've got some spinny things on the side. They look pretty cool. I like the way these come out. It makes it look like it's moving around. And this is the mining laser, like little entrance core thingy. Logic, or not the logic, the rails kind of get stuck every once in a while. So yeah, that's what I've built. And I have to say, I really like the detail I put into this. A lot of this, you know, I came up with on my own. I came up with like these really weird engine designs with these little, you know, headers are sticking out of the engines. You know, just all sorts of random stuff. To be completely honest, the image that I based the concept off of was a lot simpler, and it didn't look as complicated as this. But of course, that comes with that style of ship, I suppose. So, real quick, let's undock. I think it's this one. Gonna have to start charging up the jump drive. You'll see that I have a salvage module with a 100% cannon on there. Let's change to a better seat here. We can view the ship from the cockpit. The speed and the turning capabilities are not that great, but that's okay because I don't want my ships to be, you know, jack of all trades. I want them to be filling very specific roles and not filling other specific roles. So this thing is not combat capable. I mean, the shielding on this thing probably sucks. In fact, I think this thing has just as much shielding as the Mercuries? Or no, the Melodies. If I didn't already say, this is the Mercury class mining ship. I don't know if I said that. Anyway, yes, I'm pretty sure I said that, but whatever. I just wanted to say it again, because I messed up. I'm messing up with the English, as you can tell. So let's continue charging up this jump drive. Oh, it is ready to jump. That's great. Set waypoint, -10, 10, 10, I believe, is the place we want to go. And then we will jump. There we go. We're jumping. Excellent. We're flying away. So, I should be somewhere close to some asteroids, and I can see them right here. That's a very big one, actually. Set the nav filter to asteroids. The other ones that I should be mining are over here. We want to make sure that we only mine asteroids that are small enough to be handled by this thing, so that they respawn intact. So we're going to fly over here. There is also a beam computer with 100% cannon and 100% stop effect, and that is to make sure that any asteroids that you've accidentally bumped do not go flying away. So let's jump back down into the forward-facing camera. Going to fly up next to some of these over here. And I'll show you how fast this thing munches asteroids. Keep in mind that I don't aim for, you know, min-maxing my builds. I really do build with, you know, aesthetic in mind. You should probably know that from my Eve builds, but I wasn't really concerned if this thing didn't outperform the Melody. This is supposed to be a step up from the Melody, or maybe an alternative to the Melody. And in the future, when I change the functionality of this ship with in-game factories, or onboard ship factories, this thing will probably be less of a miner and more of an instantaneous refining ship. So, of course, we've got the little small beams, but this thing melts asteroids pretty decently. I think for facing off against asteroids, it does pretty well. I really like the capabilities of this ship. This is a blue asteroid we hauled over into this sector so that we could keep it. Look at that. That's pretty good, I think. I think that's alright. I know there are ships that are capable of like completely zapping this thing in like a second. But that's okay. This is okay with me. It makes it more entertaining. It makes it more fun if it actually takes a few moments to actually eat an asteroid. Because what's the fun if you could just get everything instantaneously? Like, who wants to deal with that? Who wants to try and enjoy a game where you just get instant gratification? I don't think that's the way StarMade should be played in some cases, but that's entirely up to you. And like I said, if I were to bump this asteroid, which I will do now, you should see it start flying away at a velocity, right? There it goes. It's moving. I am not moving, but the asteroid is, so if I attach this... Wow, look at that. An instantaneous stop effect. That's really good. I don't know if I'm going to keep that when I change this to a refining ship. I may have to make that a little weaker in order to fit room for the refineries, but that'll be really cool. So, I think I plan on building a larger refinery ship. It's going to be a massive refining ship that has, you know, some small mining capabilities. I think I might actually attach mining turrets so that people can mine from the turrets and then the ship itself will refine the materials. I don't know how I'm going to go about it, but all sorts of fun can be had with the ship. Where is the star? Okay, so the star is that way. Let's line up this ship so that it's got some sunlight on it. There we go. So that is pretty much the end of this episode. I am working on more Imperium stuff. You will be seeing some very large and more mining-related ships in the future. The reason I'm doing mining ships is because I'm currently a commander in the Orange Squad, which is dedicated to mining for the Imperium. So this is a ship that very well suits my role inside the faction, which is why I built it. So that is the Imperial Mercury class mining barge. Aw, yeah. Pretty sweet. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to get your hands on this ship, you're going to have to join the Imperium on the Shattered Skies server. I will leave a link to StarSide's channel below, as well as the server address in the description below. Check that out if you so desire. It's pretty awesome, and we'd be happy to have you. So, thank you again. Subscribe if you want to see more. Hit the like button, I guess. Leave your feedback down below, and I will see you all next time.